Prepare to die.
I just remembered this story that happened to one of my friends and I during the summer of 2012. It was 4th of July, my friend Josie and I were 15 and we spent the day with each other in Santa Cruz. At the time, we didn't realize how bad of an idea it was for two girls our age to be alone in a big city on such a busy day. Josie and I had been walking around the boardwalk, shopping, getting in the water, and playing the games in the arcade. The boardwalk was having a deal where showing a Pepsi can at the ticket booth will get you a discount on your wristband for unlimited rides. The lady at the booth suggested we walk to the liquor store down the street, since it would probably be less crowded and cheaper. We began walking, and as we approached the corner, we saw two men looking in our direction. One was wearing a white shirt, and the other a blue one. They were pointing in our direction and whispering to each other. They stood behind us, and we could hear them saying things about us. They were speaking loud enough for us to hear, and probably thought we didn't understand a word they were saying. Luckily, we both know Spanish, and we knew exactly what they were saying behind our backs. The guy in the white shirt asked the one in the blue shirt which one of us he wanted, the white girl or the Indian. I was the Indian, Josie was the white girl. We're both Mexican, so they definitely didn't think we understood them. The tone of their voices was unsettling. Neither of us looked back, and when the signal instructed us to cross, we walked like hell over to the store. The first thing I did was turn to Josie and asked if she heard what they had said about us. The look on her face told me she was scared. Josie browsed by the candy and I headed to the sodas. The man walked in and started a conversation with the cashier in Spanish. The candy was close by the register, so she could hear everything they were saying. Josie then came over to me, looked me straight in the eyes and told me we had to pay now and leave. We walked to the register while the man chuckled and stood in the back of the store, still looking at us. The cashier had this serious look on his face and kept looking at the man. When he looked back at us, he quietly said, "I got you." He was very quick with our purchase, and after we paid, he immediately walked to the man and started a conversation with them. He looked at us and his eyes told us to get the hell out of there. We realized he was giving us time to get as far away from the store as possible, so we headed back to the boardwalk, constantly looking over our shoulders. Josie told me what she heard the man saying to the cashier. They had said something about which one of us they claimed and planned on following us until we were farther away from the beach. Josie came back to me after that because she didn't want to hear what they had planned to do after that. We didn't see the man again that day and are super thankful that cashier helped us out. My grandparents are big holiday people. We split up our holidays. What I mean by that is we alternate where we go each holiday. They come down for Easter, we go to Michigan for the 4th of July. They come down for Thanksgiving, we go up for Christmas. The next year, we go up for Easter, they come for 4th of July, we go up for Thanksgiving, they come down for Christmas. Well, in the summer before my freshman year of high school, I was a month shy of turning 14, we went to my grandparents for the 4th of July. They had a huge day planned, starting with t-shirt making, followed by a cookout at their church, finished off by a night of fireworks downtown. Their church was located just behind a playground/park, so the main cookout area was set up there for the younger kids. This particular year, my best friend, Lexi, accompanied my family up to Michigan. Anyway, my uncle and grandpa went on a little walk around the park, and my dad was in one of the park pavilions with my mom, while Lexi and I went to play on the monkey bars. Quite literally out of nowhere, this old man comes up to us and starts chatting us up. Nice day for a picnic, isn't it? I shrugged, but Lexi decided to strike up a conversation with the dude. She's always been the more social one. "Oh yeah, but it's a little hot for my tastes," she said. The guy looked her and I both up and down, and I swear he licked his lips as he said, "That's not the only hot thing around here." Freaking out, I glanced around the park, trying to find my 6'6", 300-pound uncle to scare the creeper away. He was all the way on the other side of the park. My dad, apparently seeing the guy and my expression, came over. He's not as big as my uncle, but just as formidable. "Hey, man, maybe you should leave them alone," he said. "I'm just making conversation," the old guy told him. "Yeah, I get that, but I'd really prefer it if you didn't make conversation with my two 30-year-old daughters." Obviously, Lexi wasn't his daughter, but I digress. Relax, dude. I wasn't gonna do anything to them." "Look, I'd really hate to involve anyone else in this." He started reaching for his cell phone in his pocket. "Leave them alone, okay?" My grandmother came over at this point and started saying basically the same stuff. This might sound funny, but my dad's mom is one badass old lady. She's stronger than any old lady I've ever met, and she's got energy out of the wazoo. To top it all off, she can scream and holler like nobody's business and make you feel about 6 inches tall in about 30 seconds. "Relax," the old guy said. "We're all children of God in God's house. I was just trying to enjoy his spirit and talk to these girls. I wasn't gonna do anything." Finally, my uncle came back from his walk and my dad called for him. When the old guy saw the size of my uncle, he held up his hands, muttered an apology, and took off before anyone could say another word. It's in the dustiest books that you may find the best stories.